Hello and welcome to this Affinity photo tutorial. Now this tutorial is really only for one person, Butch Zaborniak. I hope I've pronounced your surname correctly. But if other people can get some ideas from it on how to do what I'm trying to show Butch here, it's all well and good, so which is why I'm sort of, rather than just sending it to Butch, I'm sending it out to everybody. Now Butch sent me the template that he has been trying to set up, because I think he does coasters or something like that, and he wants to keep adding different pictures into the same template. And he set this up with a mask, and I was trying to explain to him, I didn't fully understand why he needed a mask. So for some reason this is already selected when I opened it, so I'll just press Control and D to deselect that area because I don't need it selected. So I'm just going to turn off that mask, don't need it, and for now I'm going to turn off those pictures. So we're left with the bottom two images, and I'll just turn off this, and I will turn on the bottom one, which is his main original, and like he's named it Do Not Edit. But as you can see, it's made up of 3 different layers. The green area, which is the safe text area, the pink, which is the actual image area, and the outside area where is the bleed. So that is how he has set this up, and then he has done 2 copies of that, which I'm assuming is the right position for where he wants them to be every time for when he makes these coasters. So, and then he just adds the pictures as the idea is that he adds the pictures as and when he wants. So what I'm going to do, and hopefully simplify this for him, is I'm going to come to this guide layer, which is this layer that we're looking at here, and I'm going to duplicate this twice. So we have 2 versions of that, and I will hide that first one. And what I'm going to do is I will hide that second one as well. So I'm working on this very first one. Now what you do have to remember here is that these are at the moment made up of different layers, and I want them to be sort of all one layer. So this is the only layer that is visible. So I'm going to right click that, and I'm going to go to Merge Visible, and in fact I could have done this twice actually. I didn't need to make 2 layers, but I'll turn that layer off, that one on, highlight it, and merge visible. And then what I will do is I will delete those 2 duplicates of that guide layer there. I will highlight the one that is visible, and I will get the eraser tool, and I'm going to delete the one on the right, like so. Get rid of that, and then I'm going to rename this guide layer left, hide that one, highlight that one, make that visible, and then I'm going to delete this one, make sure that's all gone, and then rename this one guide layer right. Now I'm not going to say this is the best way to do this or the only way to do this, it's just the way that I would have done it. So I now have both of these circles but on different layers, and then all I've got to do, or what I will do, is I will lock that by putting a padlock on it, so they cannot be altered and moved around and what have you, so that they are safe. And then when you have your picture and you copy and paste it in, all you got to do is highlight it and drag it down and into and make it a child of that particular layer, and then do the same with your other one, and then it's as simple as that. You could come to your move tool and resize, reposition. And to show you how easy that would be is if I open just this other picture here, which I've got off Pixabay, I'll just copy that and we'll put it into this one here. So we'll highlight that image and then paste that motorbike above the bear image, and I'll have to zoom out a bit to resize this one because it's quite big. There we go. Control and 0 to resize, and there you have it. All you need to do each time, Butch, is to put your new picture above the, doesn't have to be a picture, you could have a blank layer in here, but make it a child of either the right one or the left one, because if I move this layer up and into the other group, come to the move tool, what I have to do is put it over there. So depending on what layer you put this in, be it left or right, that it would solve your problem. So what I would do personally, I would get rid of your mask layer, so I would delete that, and let me delete this bike layer because that's not the one that you want. And you could leave the bears as part of this group, or like I said, you could make them just blank layers and just make sure you place your images above them. And another thing that I would do personally is this guide layer that you have here. I mean, you could keep that safe, but what I would do is I would duplicate that and drag that to the top, leave it turned off. But when you want it, you can turn it on and then just lower the visibility, because if you're going to be adding a text layer, you could then see where the text is going to go on that image, and then once you've added your text layer above that, you can just hide that again, and then you'd have your text, that once you've added it. So hopefully that makes sense to Butch and may help some other people as well, if only to show them how to sort of add pictures within a shape. So thank you if anybody else is watching other than Butch, and goodbye. So quickly before I do close this down, I just want to show you the file that I'm going to be sending back to Butch, which hopefully is the cleaned up way of doing this, in my opinion. So I have his original do not edit one, which is turned off. I have his original guide layer, which is turned off, and that is copied at the top. And I have the guide layer right and the guide layer left. I have added a layer in each of these, and that is put your image above this layer right, and then put your image above this layer left. So all you have to do, Butch, is highlight, say, the left one, copy and paste your image into there so it will go above that layer, and then you can resize it and fit it as best you like. And then when you've got both your images in, you can turn on this one if you want, and you could put a new text layer above this and make sure it fits into your guideline. If I remember correctly, it has to fit inside that yellow circle. And once you've got your text where you want it, you can just turn that guide layer off, and your new text and image will be in place. So then you can keep this template and use that for your future projects. So this is finally the end. Thank you and goodbye.